Be strong.
From the Open Run, this is the podcast in which we share a unique perspective on youth sports and sports in general. And today we are talking about youth sports in general again, because there's a lot going on in youth sports. And we go ahead and let everybody introduce the panel. I am Joe Filon, former youth basketball coach. Now I am a self-proclaimed media guy. I just want to put this out there that anybody can be a media guy. Even Jedrick Johnson, he posts things in there. Jedrick is a media guy, so he posts his list. You don't need to get mad because he left out class. What you is 2028? You can't get mad about that. It ain't raising no hell out there. All right? So, the rest of y'all, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Oh my God. Boy, that's awesome right there, dog. I'm Chris Ward, co-founder of the Skills Center, also developmental specialist for Skills and Elite Training.
Oh,
it's on me, John Arroyo, co-founder of the Skills Center, the coach of class of 2028.
Coach Lewis, the head coach of Strawberry Crest High.
That damn Joe, boy. That's awesome, dog.
We're talking about youth sports in general. So, and this topic was inspired again by Kendrik Perkins. He was at a game in Texas, and he saw some things happen that's very common in youth sports today. And this is not just basketball; it's all sports, and it's not just here in Florida. He was in Texas. It happens all over the place. I'm going to play that video. I'm going to share my screen and play that video. Hold on. Let me get my ducks in a row here.
Had an AAU tournament.
Hold on, Kendrick. Don't start yet now. I ain't sharing my screen yet. All right, so I'm about to share my screen. Bada bing. Bada boom. All right. So in case you have not seen it, like to hear it go.
Hey, listen, man, I had to come on here and address a problem real quick. I'm down here in Dallas right now. One of my sons had an AAU tournament, and today we lost in the semifinals to a great Memphis team. Memphis Prep, shout out to y'all. Man, y'all did y'all thing. Y'all played the right way. Y'all actually had the right grade. Y'all didn't try to cheat the system. That's another story, okay? But I don't know what's going on with this AAU basketball no more, because when I was playing, these type of things that I witnessed over this weekend, this wasn't going down when I was playing. They had 2 fights break out today in the gym, and parents fighting in the stands in front of kids that's running around the gym and playing. They got parents fighting, teams getting disqualified, teams cheating, adding older kids and bringing them down to play in younger groups, all to win a trophy. All to win a trophy? What are you teaching your kids, man? What are y'all teaching y'all kids? Y'all sure ain't teaching them to have no certain type of morals or no competitive spirit. Y'all teaching them how to cheat. And then on top of that, I'm hearing kids curse kids out on the court. I'm talking about 10, 11, and 9-year-olds. And you got to be learning that from the crib. Because if my son say anything or my son say anything out of character, it's going to be me and them when we get back to the house. But this AAU stuff is ridiculous. It's not even about basketball no more. This is a business. And guys are doing whatever, teams are doing whatever just to win a trophy, man. It's getting out of hand. And I had to come and address this problem because I had to leave the gym because I got a headache because I'm in the middle of the game, and on the next court is 2 grown men fighting over a game, over a 10U game of 4th graders fighting. When kids are watching these people fight, hey man, this is out of control. AAU, all you people out there who are running tournaments, Man, y'all need to clean this up, man. Y'all out of control, man. Parents, y'all need to get y'all stuff to.
All right, and that's the video. I don't know what the hell this is. See, this is what he's talking about right here. See that right there? That's where this stuff be coming from. I don't know what that is right there. All right, so
All right, the wrong screen gonna pop up.
y'all, can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That picture that came up, that's what he talked about right there. That's that new generation. I don't know what the hell that was right there. But
I don't agree with a whole lot of what Perk say on that ESPN, but right here, he on point with this, boy. It's getting crazy, dog.
yeah, so he talked about a couple things. So the first thing he talked about was probably the reclass thing, and we can touch on that. But he also talked about parents fighting and arguing in AAU basketball. I mean, I had to experience that as well. But where y'all want to start? Because he talked about quite a few things. So where do we start?
Let me say this. I don't think he was talking about the reclass. I think he was talking about when he said cheating and when he said kids playing down. There was I think we played a team this weekend, and one of my players said, "Yo, he a sixth grader." So, like, literally a sixth grader. So I think he's talking about that because you know how you see kids playing on one team, all of a sudden they finish playing, they run over there, change jerseys or whatnot, that type of stuff. But let's just talk about how the parents react, because I think every one of us have been to a tournament where there's been fights, parents, mamas, daddies, coaches.
Well,
Like,
let's touch on the reclass thing first. So that's what he said first, and also too, because my son is a reclass kid, right? So my son reclass, and basically the bottom line is, and I looked it up, because Kendrik Perkins, he went straight to the NBA out of high school, which he was a very mature kid, big strong kid. I actually saw him at IMG, him, Dwight Howard, Al Jefferson, all them. They were all, because I used to always say I don't see that straight out of high school stuff until I seen them. I was like, oh yeah, y'all got it. You know what I'm saying? But he was a big, strong, mature kid. But when he played his last high school game, he was 18 years old. He was going to turn 19 during that year. All right. So I reclassified my kid. I just don't want my son to be 17 when he plays his last high school game. My son to be 18 when he plays his last high school game. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like I'm putting a product out there like back when I was in high school. Guys was turning 20. You know what I'm saying? And they were playing their senior year at 20 years old. Graduated two guys the same age as me. Graduated 2 years after me. I'm personally not doing that. But my son played in the 7th grade tournament this weekend, and a lot of the parents was, talking to the kids about them reclassing and this and reclass that. And they had reclass on their team. JoJo wasn't even the oldest kid on the court. He wasn't even being the oldest kid on their team. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, but it's all, it's just, so I don't know if he was talking about that or talking about what you was talking about, but it's something that's always up for debate.
Yeah. But I don't think he was talking about reclass. I think he was talking about people cheating.
Gotcha.
Like people just playing kids, older kids that are not in that grade. If you say reclass, I held Tyson back in the 7th grade due to, the same thing, but it was more maturity, more academics. I was transferring him from public school to Tampa Prep. Academically, he was already, I shouldn't say struggling, but his maturity level had put him into a lot of negative spaces in the classroom just due to being outside of the classroom so much. So I did hold him back, but still he graduated with the rest of his class. Like everybody was turning 18, he was turning 18 because he would have graduated at 17 and would have started college at 17. So from that standpoint, I don't think he was talking about that. He was talking about people actually pulling kids from other teams. Like you travel, just say the skill center team travels together, and we have a 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade team playing. And then you pull a kid from the sixth grade team to play with the fifth grade team because the sixth grade team lost just to win a trophy. And you've seen it. I've seen it done before too. We were in Atlanta, and I think our guys were in the eighth grade, and this dude came in and he was asking the kids on the team what their name was. Hey, and throwing them jerseys. Like, I've seen it. Like, you know, it is amazing. And it's just the winner, like you say, just the winner trophy. You know, and that's sad. I mean, you're not teaching kids anything. The transfer portal right now is stupidity. The NCAA transfer portal right now is stupidity during the pandemic. So that's what you teach your kids.
But it's the thing.
Something's not going right, run.
And that's what and that's the issue with, you know, you're saying transfer portal, but that thing now is starting the AAU circuit. Every weekend, people have a damn different team, different set of kids. We was in Tennessee, and I heard this kid talking to his coach. He was like, "Yo, go get him." He said, "What's his name?" He's like, "Bro, you don't know your teammate's name?" Like, nah. Like, because you don't know the kid. So it's funny how all these, me and Chris were talking earlier, every time one of our kids does well, they get an inbox from a team. And parents like that. They like that feeling. Yo, that team wants me. That they, you know, but at the end of the day, they just using you. So, you know, it's like you got to use the game. Don't let the game use you. And a lot of people don't see that. You know, you can be who you are no matter what. What's coming to you is coming to you. Like Chris said, just because you play for a certain team is not going to give you a scholarship. And that's what people don't understand, especially in the 6th and 5th grade. But so I do think that he was talking about that. I don't think he was talking about reclassing, but I do think he was talking about the cheating. I do think, you know, you got kids that are older, and they know that, and you could tell. But, you know, it is what it is. But my boy referees at Drive Nation. Every weekend at Drive Nation, there's drama. So, you know, and that Drive Nation is where they have the tournaments in Dallas. That's Jermaine O'Neal's joint. So every weekend there's something. And it's just getting ridiculous. But, I mean, why do you think that there's so much drama in the stands? Why do you think there's so much drama with the adults? Kids aren't fighting like that. Why do you think that's the problem nowadays? I don't remember it growing up.
Hey, then at the same token, you have parents fighting with their kids' coach.
Right.
After every tournament, almost. Yeah, so it's ridiculous, but I can see it on both sides. Because in order to play travel ball, you have to spend a lot of money if you ain't got no sponsor.
So I've been on the end where I've almost gotten into a fight because a parent on an opposing team was yelling some stuff and across the court, and you know, and the way that I reacted to it, and even trying to challenge that person, you know what I'm saying, it was after the fact it was kind of embarrassing, you know what I'm saying, and me, I'm the type of person, I'm very accountable for my actions. If I say something, if I do something, I'm accountable. I own up to it, you know, and just from looking back, even like when I kicked the ball, I got mad with the ref and I kicked the ball. I mean, I posted because, you know, I did it. You know what I'm saying? I did it. It's on film. And even if it wasn't on film, I would talk about it and I did it. I know I made a T-shirt out of it. But, I mean, honestly, I mean, it's not something I'm proud of. But, you know, it's something that I did in the heat of the battle, in the heat of the moment. And, you know, and it was embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is when I'm coaching, in a way, I'm kind of competing. And John, you know, you played with me in a 35 and up league. I mean, you see how I get when I play ball.
Right.
Like it's just, but it's all in the heat of the battle. And when I coach, I'm the same way. Now, as a parent, just watching the game and my son out there playing, I'm not emotionally tied into the game at all. You know what I'm saying? And I don't. And that's what I don't understand. But you know, somebody from the outside looking in might not understand how a coach can get emotionally involved and caught up in a game situation like that.
You know what? I think it's different when you're coaching, like you say. you know, of course, you don't want to see a coach fight. You don't want to see a coach get overly aggressive and things like that. But even as a parent, I remember in the second grade, Junior was in the second grade, and we were beating this team pretty good. And I guess they were tussling for the ball. Dre was there, actually. I'm sitting on one end, all the way on the other end, and they're on the other end, they're tussling for the ball. And you can tell that throughout the game, it was getting heated. The parents were getting upset because they were getting beat pretty good, and they were egging the kids on. You know, yo, y'all gotta play harder. Yo, bully them, whatever, all this stuff. So then Junior's on the ground, and the kid basically pushed Junior down. So Junior pushed him off him. And when Junior got up, the kid swung. So I'm sitting like this on the other end. And as soon as the kid swung, luckily, you know, Junior had a quick reaction and he ducked. But the parent of the kid that swung ran on the court. And when he ran on the court, he put his set up and was looking around like he wanted that. And I was sitting next to one of the new skill center parents, and he says, yo, that's your son? I was like, yeah. I was sitting to see how Junior would react. Like, I wouldn't imagine if I would have ran out there, that dude ready. So we in there fighting, looking stupid. You know, Dre was the one that was there and saw the whole thing, but it's like he wanted to fight. And I don't know if it's because they was getting beat. I don't know if his kid wasn't as good. I don't know what it is that causes parents to really talk shit about a kid, number one, or just be ready to physically fight over a youth basketball. Second grade, what, you 8 years old? Like, that's crazy to me. But it happens on a daily. It happens on a daily. Everywhere, every tournament you go to, there's somebody getting kicked out of a tournament. And it's getting real bad, bro. It's getting real bad. Like, I've been kicked out as a coach. I ain't never been kicked out as a parent. Yeah, you got kicked out as a parent, Chris.
Not AAU, not travelball.
I haven't got kicked out as a parent. Now, last time I said that, I almost did the next day when we talked about that on the podcast. On Saturday, I was got kicked out as a parent.
I got kicked off for going off on my son, not going off on anybody else.
Hold on, Dre, you don't cough about 3 times, dog. What you got going on over there, bro?
It's now instant while the choking me.
That's that Snicker juice.
Hey, but what do y'all think is the issue though? Because youth sports is crazy, bro. Youth sports is getting to be like you gotta walk in there like you gotta walk in there with your gang. You don't know what's gonna pop up. Shoot, when Chris was coaching, a dude wanted to fight me, all because I'm cheering for Chris's team.
Roland Williams said parents living through these kids.
I agree with that.
What did he say?
Roland Williams said parents living through the kids.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
So what does that mean, living through the kids? Like, explain that.
I take it 2 ways, Joe. I think we all live through our kids, number one, because we want better for them. So, like, I don't coach and I don't tell Junior that, you know, we want better for him. We want him to be better than us. But on the flip side, parents that may not have made it, and majority of these parents that I think Roland is talking about are jokers that got cut on the JV team and want their kid to be that guy. So I think that's part of what he's talking about. They living through their kids and they want what they didn't get or what they didn't earn.
Well, I look at it this way. Just try to give you a vision. I look at it as we took the route that we took. We took the college route. You might have had some parents that probably took the same route as they were out, but they chose another path.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it was the streets or what have you, they chose that path at that time, and probably could have, you know, been an athlete or what have you and experienced those things. So now they got a kid. Now I want my kid to be what I should be.
Right.
You know, so I messed it up. So I'm gonna push him to be where I should have been. because because it is, and I say it's probably most men than women, that chose that wrong path and trying to get it right by their kid, but their kid might not want it.
Do you think it's more of a like, are they embarrassed if their kid is not the guy, or are they embarrassed if their kid doesn't get the limelight? Like, is it that type?
I just say some people just don't get it. Especially in this youth, and it's a difference between, it's okay to compete and be competitive and develop, but you have some people that go over, some parents go overboard, for their kid because they want their kid to be that dude. And it causes tension within that kid, and it causes tensions within in culture. That's why all these mom and pop teams keep popping up, because you got parents that want their kid to be that kid, so they develop a team where they control and be there. But you see, the end results we'll see in 4 or 5 years when they get to high school.
But living through their kids, does that cause all this animosity and fighting and arguing? Does that cause that as well?
No, some people just don't get it. they just don't get it. They think their kid is supposed to play. Or it's either the referees cheating, or somebody done said something in the stands, or what have you. It could be anything to pop anything off.
Yeah.
But some people they just don't get it.
So we got a couple of comments in the chat. So Sharp said unfulfilled careers. DJ Roland said parents didn't make it, so they push the kids so much that they lose the real meaning of playing sports. And he said, I wanted my son to make it, but Dre never heard me yelling in the stands. I watched the game and enjoyed the game and went home. And Deion Thomas said, you push them hard, sometimes they end up quick. So I mean, with me, obviously I want to see my kid do well. I want my kid to be successful. But really, I just support my kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I support him in whatever he wants to do. If he want to go take up some damn ice skating, I buy the skates and I sit my ass in there. And when he in there in practice, I sit down and watch him ice skate. And you know what I'm saying? And I support him like that.
Just like you supporting him around that track right now, right?
Supporting him on that track. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, whatever he want to do, I mean, it's up to him. I'll be there to support him. I bought him some tap dancing. She wanted to try tap dancing. I was glad it didn't work out and he quit. But shit, I bought him damn tap shoes.
Sammy. Oh, Sammy.
Hey, he could have been
Gregory Hines Jr.
For all I know. You know what I'm saying?
Gregory Hines Jr., baby.
My boy could have been tapping it.
Yeah, but like even so, I tell Tyson all the time, I'm not a fan. And it's a difference between, people that watch, enjoy, love, passionate about the game, and fans. I'm not going to be doing all that screaming and yelling. I'm not going to respond and react to everything. It's just, I'm not a fan. Like, I want to enjoy it. Like, I want to enjoy my child. And if I'm up yelling, screaming, doing all that crazy stuff, I'm going to miss a little piece. I'm going to miss that little small moment that may be big for the rest of his life. Right. That may be big for his growth. Something I can give him, a report on. Like, this is what we need to change. Look at your body language. Like, if you up acting crazy, blame it on everybody else in the world but your child, and not holding your child accountable, yelling at the coach, yelling at the ref, you lose sight of what it is about. And the kids are supposed to enjoy the game. It's supposed to be an enjoyable experience for the child. Now, what usually happens is every time, this is most kids, majority of the kids do this, they do something and they look in the stands for your reaction. And if your reaction is always a negative reaction, they know what they're going to get night in, night out. Yep. And you don't know how that child feels. And usually what happens is if they see you up there acting the ass, what they gonna do on the court? They're gonna feel it's okay to act the ass. That's how it works. That's usually how it works. So, you know, I tell my son I'm not a fan. I'll never be a fan. I'm sorry. It's just a difference. You know?
Like with me, I mean, I yell out minor stuff like when Jojo likes to jog on offense. You know, what I mean, I try to explain to him, you know, running just from running. You know, you have to be a full speed run, but just if you run down the floor and all, you get an easy 6 to 8 buckets a game. You know, just from running. But he likes to jog down on offense, so I might yell, "Run!" You know what I'm saying? You know, little stuff like that. But you know, I'm not really yelling instruction outside of what a coach might be telling him. You know what I'm saying? Or I might be like, you know, remind him that he's jogging, because you know, a lot of times a coach might, a kid might think he's playing hard, but in reality, they don't know how to play hard yet. You know, you guys think about it in your playing careers. You thought you was doing your thing in high school, then when you got in college and looked at some of your high school film, you're like, damn, I was lazy. You know what I'm saying? And then you look at some of that college film now, and you know, because you got more knowledge now, you're like, I was lazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you know, when you're on the floor, you might think you're playing hard, and the kid might think they're playing hard, but you know, sometimes they need a little bit of a push, energy and effort. I might yell about, but other than that, no.
Yeah, Dave said, he said don't pay refs enough so they don't care about the game. In turn, they have no control over the game. I agree and disagree right there. We pay the refs a whole lot of damn money. That's why I don't have them jokers this season in the rec ball. But nah, Richard Miller trying to kill me over there. But nah, real talk. I think that is true. Referees, some of the referees, they doing it for a job instead for the love of the game. And I don't know if that's weird to say, but you know, when you ref a game, you got to be engaged. You got to be you know, we've had some refs that just come in there angry and be ready to kick somebody out, be ready to give a take, be ready to give takes and stuff like that. And going back to what Chris said about the fan, referees become fans, especially if they know the team, especially if there's a good player, they become fans and forget all about reffing. And I think that's where a lot of the commotion come in with the stands. If the ref lose control of that game, those parents are gonna go nutcase.
Yeah, but the ref can't control that stance. Yeah, I think a lot of things have to do with like coaches. They can control their parents.
I mean, what I'm saying is, if the ref is letting people play and kids are starting to get, and like, you're not calling no fouls, kids are getting hurt, kids are gonna get ready to fight, talk junk. Well, you think the parents are doing the same thing? So the refs has a lot to do with controlling the game.
Yeah, but a lot of times, you don't need, a lot of these parents don't need a ref to do anything. You can be out there playing 5-on-5. They're gonna go off regardless. It's just the nature of it. Like, I'm just being honest. It's just the nature of it. Some people go to the games ready for that crap.
I think so.
That's just how it is. And I think coaches can control it. I really do. I mean, you got to understand, every kid that comes to your team, they can be really good. But if they come with a parent that's just locked and loaded, do you want to take that kid on your team? That's a choice that you're making. You know how they are. You know how the parent is. You've seen them. If you saw the kid, you heard the parent. If you heard the parent, you saw the kid. Like, you know how they are. You can control your environment that you want on your sideline. You can control that. Like I would say with the skill center, our parents were pretty wild.
They are.
But they ain't gonna be in the stands fighting, they ain't gonna do all that, but they pretty wild. But I've said something to our parents. I usually don't hear anything that goes on the stands, but I've stopped and said something to our parents about things they were doing on the sideline. I've said something to them.
Oh, referee when the skill center's in the building. Dave was finna get started to play the game last night, and he said, "Y'all next?" And they said, "Yeah." He said, "Who are y'all?" He looked at my chest and he said, "Oh, SE. Oh, okay." And they was like, what's that supposed to mean? Oh, no, I know about y'all. Like, hold up, bro. So, I mean, but it's okay to be loud and rowdy. You know, that's basketball.
No, John, they were talking about your ass. They know who. Yeah. But they weren't talking. They were talking about your ass. Yeah, he be talking crazy.
I don't kickball.
Hey, so JoJo done played against Brandon Bass's team this weekend. Brandon Bass played at LSU back in the day. Played in the league for a while. So his team's out of Orlando. They played them this weekend. His parents didn't say a word. Somebody scores, they clap, and that's about it. They yell at them. And there was some questionable calls that didn't go their way. The parents didn't say a word. And they remind me of Mark Jackson's team parents when he was here with Team Jackal. And I called Mark one time. This is back when we were in fourth grade. I'm like, bro, how do you keep your parents from all that sideline coaching and all? How do you? He was like, it wasn't always like this. Because my parents used to be going nuts. And he said, I had a parent meeting. When we started the season the next year, he said he had a list. He had a list of rules. He said there'd be no sideline coaching. There'd be no yelling at the ref. None of that foul stuff. He said if you do, and he said he had the kids in there when he had this meeting. He said if you do, he said I will warn you the first time. You get a warning. He said if it happens again, your team is not on the team. Your kid is kicked off the team. And he said his best player, he said his dad was going nuts, and he said he warned him. And then he said he the next game he was doing it again. He said he warned him. He said so after he warned him, he said he called the timeout. He pulled that kid over there, and he told the kid, "You are no longer on this team because your dad violated the rule that he can't be yelling out this and that and the other. And go over there with him. And you have a nice day. Good luck." And he said he kicked the kid off the team. And he said after that, he didn't have no more problems out of any of his parents. And, they always were in line. And his parents didn't say a word. And I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it worked. And I was like, well, shit, I know JoJo wouldn't be able to play for Jacko, but my wife would have him kicked off the team before halftime. They help us help.
But it's true. You can control your environment. You control what you take in the road. You know how you want to be represented and how you want to travel. You definitely can control it. And if you don't feel you can, then man, that's crazy. Like it's about the development of the kid.
Hey man, some people just got it in them.
Yeah, my wife got it in her, boy. But I think Baz probably had some of the same type of rules because it was clear. I mean, it was it just came across as very professional to me, and I was like, that's pretty impressive, man.
I mean, I don't have a problem with parents cheering, getting loud. If you get out of control and out of character, okay, that's different. But I think that helps the kids. I think that motivates the kids. You know what I'm saying? The cheering and stuff like that. So I don't want to be part of a team where a motherfucker is golf clapping. Like that's some bullshit. No.
He said it's okay to cheer. You just can't yell at the ref and like sideline coaches.
Good job, Johnny. Nah, fuck that. Yeah, let's go. Hey, yeah. Like that's what I want. But let me ask you this: how y'all feel about sideline when a quarter's or when halftime and the kids run to their peoples? How y'all feel about that?
I don't like it, but but that's their kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never said anything. Yeah, it was one day I had all my damn parents at one time. All they had their kids, and but who knows? I mean, they could be like Chris talking to them about body language or anything. You know what I'm saying? So, that's not always a destructive situation. It could be a good thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think sports have changed. We've always said that. Well, maybe not sports have changed. I think people put too much on it, and that's what's affecting the kids, the outcomes, and things like that. I mean, I done seen boy, like you don't even walk by the other team after the game. Like it's just to the point where, like Chris says, you got to be ready for whatever, and it's sad. It's sad that you got to be like that.
Here's something that happened, and I'm not going to yell out the team's name.
Don't tell it to Joe.
we were playing in a tournament, and we've been getting our ass whooped by this team for years, man. When I say years, they've been tearing our ass up. And finally we got them. And the sad piece was, I had to take the high road, and I did. Parents were yelling, "Oh, that one out of 100, we done beat their ass." Like, they were like furious that we beat them. And they were the one out of 100. We'll let them get us one time. We'll let them get us one time. You know how demoralizing that is for a kid to hear. And then you feeling that the other kid, now they tell the team talking like, "Yeah, y'all only beat us, and they making excuses. From that point, that team would never beat us again. But I'm just, for a parent to be that angry about losing, and they weren't even playing the game, I knew they were fans. Like, I'm sorry, like that's ridiculous. So what are you teaching your kids? Now your kids are responding like, "Yeah, y'all only beat us one time. We done beat y'all ass, da-da-da." Now we got words going back and forth, and I had to diffuse it. And I think I handled it the right way. I didn't handle it old Chris Ward way. I handled it the right way by having the teams take a picture together, at the end. Like, I didn't have us take individual pictures for the championship. I had us take a picture together.
So they can frame.
I'm just being,
take that with you. Frame that one time at a.
Yeah, I'm just, because I think it's bigger than people sitting in the stands. People sitting in the stands for support. Like, I used to watch my father come to the game. He wouldn't say one word, not one word. Like, he would sit there and he would enjoy, because it don't last long. Like, this time that you have with your kids really don't last long. And what you instill in your kids now, that's what's important. And so when you see this kid acting an ass, at 17, 18, or 16 in a high school game doing the same stuff, and the parents doing the same stuff, and the fans in the stands, that's how you know it was never diffused, and that's how you know it's never gonna come about nothing. And if they do go to college coach ain't putting up with that.
No, not at all.
They're not putting up with it. I'm sorry. So, I think coaches can diffuse that if they choose. But some people are so set on winning that they take whatever they can take, and they take it all.
But
good, bad, ugly.
Do you think it is what the comments are saying that they're living through? Like, do you think that's the reason why the overreaction, the overzealous, whatever it is? Because, like, you can't even, something's gonna happen either way, and like
a lot of parents live through their kids.
Yeah, and even when you on social media and you hyping up, people can't hype up their kid without either somebody hating or somebody or hyping up the kid to downplay somebody else. Like, it's getting crazy.
And so Roland said this happens a lot in sports. He said his school would send the old Van Buren beat Sly in volleyball, and they wanted to fight us, followed us to the bus, and everything crazy. And he said Chris's dad was the same way, never said a word in little league, high school, or college. All right, so I guess John kind of tapping around what Dre want to talk about. You want to talk about that old elephant, Dre? All right, so
this dude here, man.
I had to unmute myself. I was on mute. Man, it's Baylor Arkansas game looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, Baylor whooping the Arkansas ass too. Old Southwest, baby. Old Southwest Conference right there.
All right, so I had the little text message that was sent to me where it was somebody was talking about me and how people don't like me, and people talk behind my back as soon as I walk off. I mean, I don't care about any of that. And they also took a shot at JoJo, said my jit is a trash ass jit, and it ain't hating either. It's just facts. People don't like us for a reason. I mean, JoJo a lot like me. He don't really care who like him or who don't like him. But my boy Mo called me and was like, "Man, that was messed up what they said." I was like, "Nah, bro, showed it to JoJo. I let him see it." You know what I'm saying? And he was like, "That's messed up, though." I'm like, "Bro, it ain't no different than them grown men at McFarland Park telling us we want shit when we was kids." I said, "It ain't no different. We just in the social media age." You know what I'm saying? So we just what we did. We just kept working on our stuff, and then we got of age, we bust their ass. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it's all to me. It's all a part of it, man. I'm actually glad that happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually glad I was able to speak to JoJo because with our kids, and I saw it with Tyson. I watched Tyson, and with our kids, there's a lot of people that want to see JoJo fail. And I've been telling him that since he was a kid, when he was just get a rebound and fall down on the ground. It was all he could do. You know what I'm saying? I was telling him then, people want to see you fail. And I saw it with Tyson with Chris Ward. People will always talk bad about Tyson. Always. Like to me, I see him. You know what I'm saying? Oh nah, he should be better than that. His daddy trained and all that old shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And look at what Tyson's doing now. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, so it's just crazy. I mean, to me, it's all a part of it. I'm sure he probably heard or felt some of that during his journey, and but it's all a part of the to me the process. Man. So
the sad piece, Joe. The sad piece is it puts so much pressure on the kid because at the end of the day, kids don't want to disappoint.
Right.
Being honest, kids don't want to disappoint, and especially you as a parent, they don't want to disappoint you. So if people are saying that, so I know it put a lot of pressure on Tyson, but I would have conversations with Tyson daily about what it was going to be. And I always tell him to this day, and he knows, at all times you will be uncomfortable. That's the only way you're supposed to live. If you want to grow, in order to grow, you have to be uncomfortable. If everybody's talking good about you, then you're in a comfortable space. If everybody has nothing but good things to say about, people are going to be negative. What's going to fuel you? It's not to prove anybody different. It's just what people do. Some people actually feed off of that and get better. They need the negative energy to get better. What I told my son is don't pay attention to it because negative people are just usually unhappy people or they're envious people. That's it. And if somebody's going to say something about you as a grown person, an adult, you don't hide behind no text.
But this the thing, why bring in the kid? And not only that, you bring in the kid, but you hate the kid. But it's like the old saying that nobody is born a racist. You learn that. So even, for instance, I tell Junior all the time, you never know who is in your circle and who's not. So you got to be mindful about that. But the kids learn to hate other kids. Kids learn to dislike. And that's the sad part. That's a bad part about youth sports too. Just like when you take a kid off a team, the kid doesn't want to be off that team. The parent wants to be off the team. And that's the sad part. And then you got now the kids that were friends are no longer friends. Has nothing to do with the kids. It's always the parent. That's the sad part. I got kids that left me when they were in high school and they hit me up now. The parents don't, but the kids do. The kids never want to leave.
Look, I have a T-shirt that I made years ago, and y'all saw it. One of my first ones, actually. It says, "Not everybody in your circle is in your corner." You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I know people talk about me. You know what I'm saying? Because they talk about others when they ain't around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what makes me the guy that hit the jackpot? They ain't gonna talk about me, but they gonna talk about him. And he talk about I ain't that popping. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. You're doing something right, man. Anytime you're doing something right, some type of envy kick in.
Yeah, I mean, with me, I honestly don't care. Like, I can honestly say, I don't have that jealous gene. Like, I don't have that. That's something I've never understood. Like, somebody can pull up in a Bentley with the roof missing or whatever 2 Chainz said in the song. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's their blessing. You know what I'm saying? Somebody get hit the lottery, that's their blessing. Like, somebody kid can go to the league, that's their, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get jealous. I say it all the time. I think about Don Cornelius. All that money Don Cornelius had and he killed himself. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what somebody's dealing with. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what they have. So I personally don't understand being jealous. I've never been jealous over anyone else.
Yeah. Jazzy just quoted, just said, shouldn't bring kids into it, but it could be motivation for the kids.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it could be. You're right. I know, the conversation Tyson and I used to have would be more of, you control what you can control. That's it. You prepare yourself where you want to go. And that's it. I'm going to give you the tools. Give you the support. You can't worry about what people say. You got people, how much bad stuff do you hear about LeBron? And people trash LeBron.
Look at his Twitter.
How much bad stuff do you hear about KD? And people trash KD. Like, it's just like, that's just people. That's just how people roll. You should never have anything negative to say about a kid. If a kid's not a good basketball player, a kid's not a good basketball player, so be it. But if you got a beef with somebody's parent, you don't bring the child into it. That's immaturity. That's silly. And there's just no place for it. It's envious.
Yeah,
I'm just being honest. That's envy.
It don't bother me either way. Cause I remember my man, little old head, him and Mo came to one of my college games, and this was at St. Leo. So Chris, you went to Leo, so you know how it is. So they were sitting up there in the crowd and whatever, and I might have turned it over or something, which I used to do all the time probably. And so I look up there in the stands. I see Lil O about to fight one of the damn students and stuff, man. He in there, he got his golds in, his chains on, you know what I'm saying, his jewelry. When he take that chain off, I already know what time it is. So I'm like, what the hell going on? And Mo break it up or whatever. And so I'm like, what happened? He's like, man, when you turned it over, the dude was like, man, he always messing up. So, you know what I'm saying? Hold on. But I'm like, oh, like, man, like, bro, for what? Like, that man that's his opinion. He can say what he want to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know, man. I don't get emotionally attached like that, man. So I don't understand it. I really don't. You know what I'm saying? So
it was we were talking about how much time as a coach you spend with other people's kids, how much time you invest, how much finances you invest. You don't coach and mentor kids for personal gain. Like that shouldn't be it. You do it to benefit the kid and help the community, help the kid grow. That's the ultimate goal. And I don't think people take into account that you actually paid to coach.
Look, man.
Whether it's high school, what is it, $2,400 stipend, Dre?
No.
2,400.
No, that's yours because you made it to state.
Yeah, so I'm just saying 2,400 is what they gave me. So I spent that on my team mostly. You can't tell me I spent that much time in the gym for $2,400, buying shoes, buying food, driving kids home because I wanted to prove something to the rest of the world. It's never about that, so, and I don't think people take that into account when they come at people and then they start, the saddest piece is dragging a kid in. Just because Michael Jordan is Michael Jordan don't mean his son is going to be Michael Jordan. Don't mean his child going to be good. But people don't understand that. Just because I do skill development, that didn't mean my kid was going to be good. That just my kid got all the resources.
See,
that's all it.
And I think that's what people don't get, because us on this panel, we played college ball at the next level, but each one of us went different paths to get at that next level. So I don't put that pressure on my kids. It's probably already pressure enough to know that, okay, my dad played Division I basketball. I like basketball. It may be a motivation. it may be one of those sports, okay, I don't want to play that sport because my dad played it or what have you. But like Chris said, you're going to give them the tools and the guidance. The rest of it is on you. But people who have not gone our path of that way don't understand and don't see it that.
I don't think they understand how difficult it is too, and they, I mean, I don't know, but like just going back to like the helping kids thing, like, I mean, I hate to say it, man, but I'm probably like 98% done. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm done, man. And you know, because I can honestly say I help people with no agenda. I always have ever since I was a kid. You know, I've always, you know, helped people with no agenda behind it. It's just I don't know if it's just how I was brought up or what, or just not having any brothers, or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But I'm done with it, man. I'm looking out for number 32, and all that stuff I used to do, man. Like I'm done with it. Like all that.
You know, and that's a sad piece that you would have to come to, being able to impact another kid's life based on an adult's reaction to whatever issues or feelings they have towards you.
It ain't just that. I mean, it's just.
No, it is. It's adults. It's not the kids. It's the adults. If every kid, you're telling me if every kid.
And the straw that broke the camel's back, but I'm done, man.
But he's starting to invest in his own. That's it. You just starting the other money that you would use to help other kids. You just starting to invest in your own.
Bro, I was about to tell you. It was funny because Jerry laughed at it, man. I ain't gonna tell that. Go ahead.
But no, it is sad, but you always got to look after your child, man. That's number one. It's just like that quote from Last Chance U. I think everybody posted it. I posted it the other day. But when he says, yo, I'm here investing in you guys, putting more time in you guys, and I miss my own child's games. Like, a lot of people don't understand that. I know Chris did it. I used to be, with my class of 2018, I was on the road all of July. And Junior was, what, 7, 8? Like, I missed some games. And Chris used to think I was crazy because I used to tell him I'm not going to miss like that. I used to fly back and, you know, make sure, like, I'll take extra trips to make sure I don't miss nothing. But parents don't understand the sacrifices that you make. Like,
I missed a lot of games, bro.
Yeah.
I missed a lot of games. I'm talking about high school games. I missed a lot of games just due to trying to be an impact in another kid's life. And that's just a sacrifice you make. It's not a complaint. Believe me, it's not a complaint. Would I do anything different? Nope. Because I think my son understands and respects it. And he knows that at the end of the day, if I needed to be there, if he needed me there, I would be there. I think in high school, I missed, maybe in 6 years at Hillsborough, I missed 2 high school games to go see Tyson, 2. And that was in college. You know, so my wife got me an Apple Watch and set in the box for like 3 months. I promise you, I wouldn't wear it. And then she told me, she's like, you know, everything that comes to your phone goes to that watch. And I was thinking, like, Tyson was in high school, they were playing in the playoffs, we were playing in the playoffs. So I was like, so that means if you go to his game, we have a game on the same night, you can send me texts during his, you know, during my game while you're at his game and let me know how he's doing. She's like, yep. And that was the best piece going into my junior year and senior year. That was the best gift she could have ever gave me, is because she was able to keep me updated on what he did. And I wore it through college, when he was in college and everything, just so she can text me. She might be sitting in the stands watching the game. She can text me what he's doing. And that's how I kept up with what he was doing while I was coaching. And that helped me a lot. Believe me, people don't understand what you put into it. And it's usually due to people just being selfish in their own ways.
Bro, do you
Just
remember
not understanding.
in 2018, I went to every last one of my kids' senior nights,
Yeah.
unless the games are on the same day. I even drove somewhere out where JT lives, wherever that is, deep in the woods to watch Big Zach play.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not saying that give me credit. It's just something I want to do. But I made shirts for every school I went to. Like,
Yeah, I remember that.
huh?
I said I remember that because I ain't doing that yet.
I went to at least one of every kid's middle school games last year on all three teams.
And that's supposed to be though. But the parents ruined that relationship. The parents ruined that thing. And I just don't understand even the drama at games, like could it ever be cleaned up? I don't know. And it's not just basketball, don't get it twisted. It's all sports.
That's all sports.
It's only gonna get worse. And that goes back to what Kendrik Perkins was saying at the start of Joe, what we're talking about, the text you received is no different than what Kendrik Perkins is talking about.
Yeah.
It's no different. Like what's the meaning of it? Because you and your feelings, like seriously, what was like, and you really didn't get anything off because you hid behind it was an anonymous text. There was no name attached. So what do you get off of it? Like how? You can't even respond. And then if you respond, you know who you're arguing with? It could have been Tasha it could have been Tasha in the other room, like, yeah, I got your ass. Take this, Natch.
She ain't gonna say nothing about her kids though. She like
so you saying she'll do it as long as they got to deal with kids.
No, she ain't no prankster like that. I am though, but she ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like me in Jersey scared her when she came home today. But like it don't matter to me, man. Like people can say what they want. You know what I'm saying? Like they can feel how they want to feel. It ain't my journey. My journey's over. Now they can say your daddy was trash. You know what I'm saying? They can say that. But that was my journey. It's his turn now. So if, he could like Mario Lovett's his son. Like Mario Lovett's son played ball for years, and he decided that ain't what he wanted to do anymore. And Mario didn't get mad. Mario supported. You know what I'm saying? I think he had like a clothing line or something now, something like that. And Mario supported him. That's what a dad's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? If JoJo decides that he wants to start rapping, I mean, we can put a little. It's not an average Joe's gym. We can put a little studio over there and let him try to get his little rocks off. You know what I mean? But I support my kid in what he wants to do.
No. Then you'll be chasing. Then I remember you tried to rap.
You talking club now when I used to be freestyling in the corner in the back of the bar.
Just bust out rap.
So look, real fast. I know we've been on for a little while. We gotta get off, but is the state of youth sports going in the right direction? How can it be fixed?
Well, what direction should it be going in? Like, what's the direction?
I mean, for me, I just think it's going to the point where the fun is out of it. A lot of it. I'm not saying the whole thing, but it's out of it. I mean, you can win a tournament and it just don't feel good. Number one,
everything is a business now. It don't matter. Everything is about money these days.
Right.
And put that point blank. You got tournaments every weekend.
Yeah.
You probably have 8 or 9 tournaments around here in town every weekend.
Right. I mean, I really enjoyed this past weekend, the tournament that JoJo played with BLA. Eight kids on the team. They played hard. I didn't have to coach or anything. I was able to film and catch some video on some other kids. And, I'm trying to get my little media thing on started. Be a media guy. I'm pretty sure people will be mad at me about that too. But you know, I mean, I enjoyed it. It was a fun weekend to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really enjoyed it. You know, they
You
had
you
far.
you know what the best concept I think you guys could have came up with is the concept of having those little tournaments where you don't charge the teams and you charge the parents because you know that shows the focus is on the kids. You want to make sure that the kids can get in the gym, the kids can pay. For those teams that don't have money and they can't go to tournaments, they can still go play. I think that's the sweetest concept possible now. I'm saying for young kids, older kids, you know, older kids want to be seen. They want to get those looks. They want to get those go to those showcases and be seen by college coaches. That's rightfully so. But with young kids, man, you're putting so much pressure on a young kid talking about a sixth grader being seen by college coaches. Like, you know, college coaches. I remember North Dakota State came to the gym to recruit Tyson, and I was doing workouts. It was on a Sunday. I was there all day, and I asked the coach to speak to the young kids. He came out and talked to my young group. Then I asked him if he would come out and talk to my next group, which was the older group. And he said he couldn't because they were eighth grader and older. And he said he couldn't come out and talk to them. So that gave me the knowledge to say, okay, college coaches they can't even pay attention to these sixth grade kids. They can't even fifth grade kids, fourth grade kids, seventh grade kids. They can't even talk to them. Now you have your phenoms that are really good, but you have kids that are just sometimes just bigger, stronger, faster at an earlier age than those kids that have not reached their growth or their maturity. Their body is just not there. Mentally, physically, they're just not there. You know, coaches are going to come out and recruit these kids when their time is there. You know, and people put so much pressure on these kids to get recruited now. They don't, of course, recruit nobody in seventh grade, sixth grade, fifth grade. I'm sorry. It does not matter what tournament you play.
What
I
happens?
promise you, it does not.
Be mindful because boy, these other teams be promising the world on the DMs.
They can promise all they want. They can promise all they want, but you can't show me a program that's gotten kids recruited in the sixth grade.
I agree.
I did a little research a couple of years ago when Kevin Knox was a senior in high school. I took the top 25 from his senior year, and I looked at that top 25 their freshman year to see how many of those kids that were in the top 25 as freshmen were in the top 25 as seniors, and 6 of them, 6 names were consistent.
From high school?
In high school. That's high school. That's from 90.
Freshman high school to senior high school.
Yep, freshman to senior. So just imagine 6th grade,
right,
12th grade out there. That's why all these rankings and stuff. It's all ridiculous, man.
But you just said it. It's a business. Dre just said it. It's a business.
Like Dre said, you're only as good as who's recruiting you.
Yeah, it's definitely a business. And, you know, I wasn't, and I'm never going to be in the business of pimping kids. That's why I don't care whoever comes to the gym, I'm training, I'm working with. Whoever come in.
Parents
I want the kids that nobody don't want.
Yeah, but parents like that shiny diamond. Parents like when, oh man, you really want my kid? You know, and sometimes I tell them, I said, they probably want your kid because they don't want your kid to play with us. Like you might not play for them, but you won't play for us if you go with them. So it's like they like the feeling of feeling wanted instead of enjoying the ride, instead of their son is having fun, their daughter's having fun and still competing. They like the feeling of feeling wanted. And they think that because Amari Stoudemire made it to the league off of this AAU team, that they're going to the league because they play for the same team. You know, huh?
I said, no, sir.
You know what I'm saying? That's like it, you know, me wearing Jordans is gonna make me fly. Shit.
You still gonna be 5'5", huh, dog?
You know what I'm saying? And that's what they don't say. And it's funny because the more you tell them, the more they continue. The more they continue to believe the hype. And
Well,
I make this, look, I make this example. I said Kevin Knox play for each one, teach one. I don't think each one teach one made Kevin Knox, but let's just play with it. He went to Kentucky for 1 year and then went to the NBA. Right?
Ultimate goal.
Right. I don't think that was the team he played for that made that happen. Because then in the same household, his younger brother played for each one, teach one. After his high school career, he went to prep school. And now he's at Grand Canyon. Nothing wrong with that at all. But it was different paths, like what Dre was talking about, different paths. And he could end up going to the league. Nobody's saying it's not. But just because his older brother did it doesn't mean that he was going to do it. Or just because such and such is playing for this Nike team doesn't mean that once you join that organization, you're going to make it. But parents want that, and parents feel that that's going to give me an advantage.
And it's not really where you play it, it's your connections.
Yeah.
It's just all about your connections. And people just think that guys with shoe deals and have sponsor teams, yes, they're going to have certain players because certain players go to certain schools for shoes. Yes, they're going to have those players because that's the business part of it. But they also have those connections. But you go to one, let's say you each one teach one, for example. I guarantee you all 5 of those kids probably did not go to school where they wanted to do it.
Right.
Outside. And I guarantee you they had some kids on the bench. Probably if they would have played for the another program, they'd have been starting to get more minutes.
But I think, I don't think that a lot of people understand how difficult it is for these boys to go to any college. Like, for example, CJ Hawkins that played with y'all over at Bay Area Hoops, Drake. He ended up going to each one teach one. Damn good player, great player. You know what I'm saying? So, but he's over there each one teach one. I talked to his dad at Tampa Prep, and he was saying that he wasn't really getting no offers like that. You know what I'm saying? So he said, look, boy, if you want to go D1, you better put some pads on. And so he said he played football for the first time, and he got offers out the ass for football, D1 offers. You know what I'm saying?
He just committed to Florida.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So
he played tight end 1 year, caught 5 passes.
1 year. But his size, strength, and athleticism, and his dad, his football pedigree. His uncle is one of the greatest Hillsborough County players of all time, Jesse Salters. You know what I'm saying? So he has genetically, it's there, but it's difficult. You know what I'm saying? As good, like I always say, as good as CJ Cruz is, I haven't seen a kid in the 8th grade that's as good as CJ Cruz. Maybe Sion Morris is probably, I would put him up there, but I haven't seen a kid as good. You know what I'm saying? In the 8th grade, and and he wasn't getting D1 offers knocking his door down, and he played with CP25. You know what I'm saying? One of the big names. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult. Like, it's very difficult. Now,
it's tough. And this with
Sharp is special. Emmanuel Sharp is special. Y'all,
and this what these kids don't understand. They don't understand that these days. And I got a perfect example. This weekend, I got the opportunity to coach the Rising Stars and the senior game at the Isabella joint. So you had some of the top players in the area. Before the game, I explained to them, like, look, ain't none of y'all really don't have no offers or no interest. So this is an opportunity. You got all this live stream media and all this type of stuff in here. This is your opportunity to showcase your talent, so what you can really do against the top players in this area. And first quarter, they get out there. They just out there just playing. That's why I say they don't get it. So after the first quarter, I think I sent you the video footage, Joe, on message. So after the first quarter, we brought both teams together and just reiterated those things. Guys, this is your opportunity to showcase to do what you can do. against top-notch players. Can you get more competitive and get more serious about this game? Otherwise, you already don't have any interest. You're killing your opportunity. This is your interview. And after that, they start picking it up a little bit, little bit more competitive. But
Okay, I got it right here for you, Trey.
got it right now.
I'm Alfonso McCree Jr. Welcome back to the Florida Athletic Network. I'm here with Coach Lewis. Coach, take us through what happened on that huddle. It sounded kind of heated. It sounded like it was a tone setter. It went from laid back and, kind of loose, sloppy, maybe even, to really serious and back to focus on the fundamentals. What happened there?
Well, actually, it's an all-star game, but you have a bunch of kids that are still trying to get into college. And this is their opportunity to actually do that. So they need to come out here and showcase what they can really do against the best players in the area. So that's basically what we reiterated at that time.
Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it. We'll be right back after this commercial break on the Florida Athletic Network.
All right, so I'm gonna share the meeting that you guys had, Center Court.
Great job, Dre. Great job, baby. Look good on camera.
And there's passion. That's the passion in the game. That's what people don't understand. Some people don't have an agenda. It's just a passion.
Straight up.
We know what that rock can do for us.
Yes, sir. Saved my life.
Did you read it? Did you read it, Joe?
I'm sorry?
Jameson Clark. Did you read it? Jameson Clark says, do you think he would have got the same offers at Crest? I think he probably would have got more because he would have averaged like 30.
Who are we talking about?
CJ?
Oh.
CJ Gruden. Yep. He probably asked about 30, 35.
He's a phenomenal player. All right, here's the video.
I didn't see it coming from.
Have you ever seen anything like that before?
I've never been caught off guard like that before by a dunk.
I mean, it reminds me of the video that went viral, the mellow ball dunking on the famous YouTuber, Jesse the Laser.
Yeah.
This was similar to that. The whole building just went to pandemonium.
Exactly.
And people started rushing the court. I thought the game might never start again.
That's my first experience with that one, right? We've seen before in YouTube videos.
You got a meeting against Southern Florida. Serious talk with the players.
But the sad piece is, this is what kids play for. They play for the highlights. They don't play for it. They don't play for it. They don't understand.
And that's what people say about Hillsborough County kids. They play for highlights.
There's always one.
All-star game like this, it was an all-star game, but if you top dog, I'm the proof that I'm the top dog. Right here, that I'm the best player in the gym. These kids don't have that mentality.
So real quick, so when I was at St. Leo, when I was assistant coach at St. Leo, one of my jobs was I used to be sent out to recruit, go see high school players. So if I'm recruiting right now and I'm watching this happening right here, and I'm gonna run this little part back and tell me what y'all see, what I'm looking at. Now, let's everybody put your recruiting hat on. And I don't know who these kids are. I recognize Watkins. I see Dylan. I don't know really anybody. I see
Josiah.
Yep, Josiah there. So but most of them I don't know. But I'm just gonna play it. And let me know what y'all are looking at, body languages and things like that.
So Coach there was a serious talk with the players. Coming together perhaps after that dunk a little bit. They might not have liked the.
There were two things, Joe. That is literally the motherfucker, number one. But I see the dude just, I don't know who that dude was, but he wasn't listening. He's like, man, can we just play?
That's Livingston. That's the kid who played at Gary Rules today.
So you see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, and I don't think kids understand, like, and that's what one of the things I talk to JoJo about all the time. Like people look at that, like they watch that. You know what I'm saying? Like I never forget my man Shad came in town to recruit a kid, and you know, the kid was pretending like he was hurt and stuff, and jumped up off the floor after a few minutes. Like you did, I mean, the way he was acting, I thought they was gonna have to fly a damn helicopter in there to get him.
Right.
And pop up off the floor and was all right. Shad said, "Man, let's go to Bennigan's." Back when Bennigan's was still open, so we left. You know what I'm saying? I mean, hell, he was here to recruit, but he was on the company dime, the college dime. So you know, we was finna go eat and drink on the school. You know, and it turned into.
Ms. Ayana Reed said the kid walked off, appeared not to be interested.
Exactly.
So you know, it's hard. You know, I had a young lady when I was at HCC. I was on the bench at HCC for a couple of years on the girls' side, and we had a young lady that was pretty talented. Like she was really, really good. What piqued the University of Florida's interest in her was just not her skill set, was what she did when she came off the floor. She was having a bad game. We were playing St. Pete College. She was having a real bad game, struggling offensively. But when she came to the side, she was the best teammate. She was up waving the towels, you know, clapping her teammates up. Right after the game, University of Florida called and offered her. And the coach said, I didn't offer her because she had a really bad game. I didn't offer because of that. We know what she can do skill-wise. We offered her because of the type of teammate she was on the sideline. What we saw from her on the bench. And that's why they offered her. That's not the only reason they offered her a scholarship, but that's what they offered. That was the final straw that said, let's give this girl a scholarship opportunity. Let's offer her. We want somebody like that in our program. Now, is it changing? I don't know. Maybe that's why the portal was so crowded. I think somebody told me, I know Sharp posted that it was 1,000 people, 1,000 D1. This is based on a college coach telling me the other day, 1,000 D1 kids in the portal. That's not including other 600 or 700 D2 kids in the NCAA kids that are in the portal that are transferring schools.
But you know what, Chris, that body language starts at a young age. Like I gave props to my fifth grade team last night after we won, and you know, some of the kids didn't play, some didn't play a whole lot or won out of the championship game, but the bench was engaged. And as a coach, like you like that. Now, as a parent, you may not like that your kid may not have played a lot or whatnot, but that's a lesson in itself. Like you always got to be engaged because you never know what could happen, and you always got to be ready. And I think people forget that. You forget that aspect of your character, and sports can build that. People forget that though.
T. Nash says that it starts at an early age. That has to be taught and ingrained in them at a young age. Like if that were Tyson and you showed me that clip, you wouldn't have to show me that clip because I would have snatched his ass up from the start. Right there on the court. I would have been out of stance.
Yep.
But that's the difference. People accept that. Some parents accept that from their kid. That's not how my child's gonna respond. Because if he'll do that to a coach or authoritative figure, guess what he'll do to a cop? Guess what he'll do to a principal? Guess what he'll do to another adult when they're trying not to reprimand them, but just to talk to them and give them some advice. Don't do the same thing.
And what he don't understand is the guy that was talking, Mr. Andre Lewis, accomplished what 100% of those kids want to do: play Division I basketball. He's accomplished that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, that's the guy that you should be listening to. And also, we always talk about it. You never know who's watching. That's a broadcast right there. That was a broadcast. Any coach in America could have been watching that.
Right.
Don't let that be the tiebreaker between you and another kid, because they might be in a situation where they and I don't think these kids ever seen a recruitment board, how they had the names on a recruitment board, like the players that they probably can't get that are the dream kids, but these are the ones that's more realistic, and these are some that we might go see. You know what I'm saying? You could be on that list of one of the kids that they looking at, but it's a tie between you and one more person, and they got one last scholarship, and y'all pretty much on the same level, same accomplishment, same body type, same type of player. and you let that be the tiebreaker,
Right.
because you want to be cool or whatever. Or that don't, look, that's and kids they don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? And it comes with maturity. And my kid has a lot of, like JoJo, he has a lot of maturity things that he does with body language and stuff like that I'm trying to work through. Now it's we got to correct that now before he gets to that point, and that could be, a detrimental mistake for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
Yeah.
and
Dwight,
the kids really think about it.
Dwight Gilmer, aka Dig, my man, Bayshore High School down in Bradenton, Florida. He said, I watched that online. These kids don't understand how important their character and body language is when it comes to recruiting.
Yeah.
100%. It's true. 100%. It is true. These kids, I used to talk to Tyson always about his body language. He called me his freshman year or sophomore year, and he told me he was going to see his coach. He said, "What you want to see your coach?" He said, "I just want to talk to me." And I said, "Okay, well," but I just went through a whole spiel with him about my attitude and how I was as a player, how I responded, and it got me in a lot of trouble. So I was talking to the same thing with my son for about 20 minutes before he went to that meeting, not knowing what he was going to a meeting. I didn't know he had a meeting with his coach till he told me. He called me back about 20 minutes later and he said, "Yo, coach wanna talk to you." And I said, "Why you want to talk to me?" He said, "Well, he just took me out of the starting lineup and suspended me." And I said, "For what?" My body language. I said, "We just had a 20-minute conversation." So the coach called me. This is in college. Coach called me and said, "Hey, look, Mr. Ward, just want to let you know I'm taking Tyson out of the starting lineup and I'm suspending him." I said, "Bro, you don't have to call me for that. That's your team. We just had a 20-minute conversation about this, and I didn't know he was coming to see you." And so he said, "Well, what really pissed me off is because he started smirking as I'm doing it and telling him why. And he thought Tyson was being disrespectful. And Tyson had to come back and say, 'Hey, look, my dad just called me and told me about this. We just had a conversation about what he saw about my body language on the sideline.' He said, I'm not, I'm just telling you just because y'all want you to be mad and think I was laughing at you." He said, "I was just laughing at my father just told me my body language was horrible and it was going to catch up with him." And it finally did. And they suspended him, took him out of the starting lineup because of his body language and his attitude. And kids don't understand, and that's why half of them in that damn portal. It's not that coaches won't believe in your ability. They don't believe in what you're gonna do when you get out there on that court and things aren't going your way. How you gonna respond? How you gonna make them look? That's the biggest thing.
Well, been handed to him over the years, and I had a conversation with Mr. All-American Mike Trigg while he was at the All-Star game. Now he's the truth, and we know he's going to USC. But I did give him this advice: they're going to challenge you mentally as soon as you walk on that campus.
Yes, sir.
And I say, I know your dad done been hard on you. And I ain't seen no other parent harder than Mike Trigg being on his son. I said, but when you step on that campus, just picture your dad 5 times.
Yep.
Being on you. So, but if you ain't prepared for it mentally, just remember this conversation that me and you just had.
Yep. And them coaches be so nice when they come on their home visit, don't they?
Oh, they be real nice.
They're
That
nice.
campus, boy.
So
they challenge you here, and a lot of these kids are not built up here for that challenge.
Right, absolutely.
Well, a lot of kids not built like that because you have so many parents that take up for them and don't hold them accountable for their actions. That's the biggest piece.
Make excuses for them and all that. Now, I can't let y'all leave without story time. It's story time. I got a body language story for you. All right, so this is my freshman year in JUCO. We was playing TCC, Tallahassee Community College. They was top team in the nation. They had kicked our ass the first time by 30 piece us. So we was playing him, Jabari Piercy. I don't know if you remember Jabari. He's from Sarasota. I've been looking for him, man.
Sarasota.
Yeah, that's my guy I've been looking for. He had got kicked off the team. Giles didn't play. So we finna play against TCC again. They had a dude named Marquise Newby. And the whole week through preparation and film, they had Matt Edmonds, who played with you in high school. He was supposed to be simulating Marquise Newby. And so in practice, Coach Bart Ross would be like, that was Newby, he would have dunked it on your ass and all this stuff. So we was all fired up and mad. So we playing against Newby. I had a game plan. I said, Lance, my man Lance Tompkins, he might be watching. I said, Lance, you guard him. I said, just stay behind him, let him make his post move. Just be straight up like this. I'm gonna come over the top and clean it up. That was our game plan. So it worked. They throw it in to Newby. Newby do his thing, make his post move. When he shoot, I was stamping it on the board. We was running. We up going in the half. We up about 8 at the half. I had 3 quick turnovers in the row right before the half, and they scored. So instead of us being up 8, we go in at the half at 2. But I'm having a great game, and we go into halftime. Now I had them 3 turnovers. Coach Giles chewed my ass out at the half. And, you know, and I was being a little bitch, being a little sensitive and stuff like that. And when he was going off on me, I turned sideways in the chair like this. And I wasn't like looking at him or whatever. And so, you know, and Giles was my guy. I was Giles' guy. And so then when we came out for the layup line, and I'm probably acting like how JoJo be doing, I can see JoJo doing this now. And when we in the layup line, I got the layup, I just go through and just throw it up like that all slow. He did not play me the second half. We lost by 30 again. And then now, going back in the story, we went and played Miami-Dade, and me and Tyrese Williams, we couldn't look in the stat book. So me and Tyrese Williams had snuck back to the bus, and we got the stat book. I said, hey, go to the TCC game. At the half, man, I had like 13 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 blocks at the half. That's what kind of game I was having. And because of my body language, that probably would have been a career game for me, and we might have beat TCC. We might have knocked them off. But because of my body language, I was going to go back out there and play, but I was just in my feelings in the layup line, and he didn't play me because of body language, man. And I can see JoJo doing that right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to break him out of that. And I'm pretty sure there was some colleges in there watching. Good thing I was a freshman and not a sophomore. You know what I'm saying? Like, because everybody was coming to see TCC.
Yeah, Ms. Anna Reeves says it goes back full circle on why volunteer coaches are needed in the community. The kids need guidance. As a parent, I do get it.
I'm done.
You know, but you know, here's to Ms. Reed. Here's to Ms. Reed's point. You know, we have some parents that do get it. We have some parents that'll never get it. We have parents that think that by a coach doing that, what he did to you, Joe, that he was holding you back. He wasn't, but you got to understand, Coach Giles was old school. He wasn't trying to prepare you to be a pro. He was trying to prepare you to be a man. That's what he was trying to do, prepare you for where you are right now.
No more. He ain't have that problem no more.
You know, so, but you know what? Some of these other parents, they were responding in a totally different way. You know, like some parents won't suspend a kid because of grades. Some parents won't, some kids, our coaches won't suspend a kid because of behavior off the court or things they do, because it's about wins and losses. I sit the Joker ass down. I'm sorry, because I know what type of jackass I was. You know, and a lot of times I didn't deserve to play. Some of the things I did as a player, like I would be embarrassed if my child did it. I came from a 2-parent household. My dad was there. He would whoop my ass if I needed it. And I still acted an ass. You know, some of these parents will not hold their kids accountable, and they blame it on the coach for the kids' behavior. That's how it works. They think they should be played because of their talent. You're trying to develop young men. As coaches, we're trying to develop young men, young women, prepare them for life. There's going to be adversity. People are going to tell you no. You're going to lose. I'm sorry, you're going to lose jobs, you're going to lose your house. Somebody wants the same car you want, you're going to lose it. Look, you have to prepare your kids of what's to come.
Look, I see it like this. I know I was talking to one of our parents about the whole reclass and why I did it. And the parent said, I ain't doing it for no basketball. You know what I'm saying? And when I'm like, I mean, I didn't 100% do it for basketball, but I would do it for just basketball because I'm gonna be 100% honest, man. You know, and I ain't saying I'm no street dude or nothing like that, but basketball saved my life. Like I wouldn't have went to nobody's college if it weren't for basketball. I was an awful student. You know what I'm saying? And not many people know this, but I really wasn't even supposed to graduate from high school. I had a teacher give me a grade. I was supposed to have this turn this research paper in and graduate from a peer counseling class, and I took a 7 period. They had a 7 period class, and I wanted to go hoop after school, so I dropped the 7 period. I said I just go to night school. I went to night school, then I got a call to play in this AAU team with Chris Hockley and all of them. So I dropped night school. I need this class to graduate, and I never finished. And I never forget Dak Duncan, my man Dak, when he went to meet with Jefferson, we went to the library. I don't know how to write no damn research paper. I wasn't, you know, so he was like, he wrote me a nice intro paragraph. He said, okay, go take this to her and tell her that this all you got right now, and we go bring her the rest. So I went to her. I was like, Miss Siren, this is all I got right now, man. She retired now, so I can say her name. I said, this is all I got right now, and I'm gonna bring you the rest. And she read it, and she said, Joe, did you write this? And honestly, I'm a real honest dude. I know y'all might not believe that, but I was like, no, man, I ain't write it. My boy Dak in the library right now, he wrote it for me. And she said, I'm gonna give you this grade for you to graduate. You better go to college and make something of yourself. That's how I graduated high school. So I wasn't going to nobody's college. And the dudes that I was running with, the dudes that I was with, my man he had an old Bonneville. He painted the insides of his windows black with black paint. And I remember when he did it. And I went over his house and he was like, look how dark these tents is. And I'm looking through the bit like, God damn, why I can't see nothing? And he laughing. He painted his windows black. The only window that wasn't black was the front. But that's where he used to go do armed robberies with, rob people. This one, my other guy, he, you know, selling drugs or doing whatever. Like if I don't go to college and I'm just around that and seeing them getting money and having things and stuff like that, I'm probably working at the USAID grocery store or something. It's possibly, I don't know, it's possibly a matter of time before I do something stupid and try to go get me some money too. You know what I'm saying? And end up in jail, prison, or whatever. And you know what I'm saying? And that's just the route I was going down. So I owe a lot to basketball, man, a whole lot. And I've changed a lot over the years from when I left here in '94 and going off to school and even going to St. Leo was probably the best. Even though I messed up and ended up having to go to St. Leo, that's probably the best thing for me. Being around people that were different than me and you know what I'm saying? Like, see, I guess it's kind of like how JoJo going to Tampa Prep. People that have more being around it and seeing a whole nother side of things. And bro, I changed a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I've changed a whole lot, and I owe it all to basketball. So I mean, you know what I mean? I owe the game a lot, and y'all might have similar stories, or maybe not. But
you know, I met you after basketball.
Huh?
I met you in the pickup gym.
Well, I saw you in the club when you first moved here, and you. Who was this sniffing around on my turf, man? Because when all the pro guys went home, man, I was the only dude home, and this tall dude sniffing around on my turf.
Me and Shake.
Shake came home and he was like, I saw you and Shake was like, man, what's up, man? I'm like, oh, dude must hoop for real then if he knows Shake. You know, so yeah, that's how me and Dre met in the bar. Same bar, met my wife.
Yeah, but that's the sad piece to go back, Joe, and say how you're saying you're done with it. Like, that's sad because kids need to know your story, and people need to understand that the reason why you tell your story, the reason why you're doing this is because you don't want kids to fall down the same path, go down the same path you went. You know, the reason why I do this is because I don't want kids. I didn't want my son to ever be like me. And, you know, I want him to be better. You know, and that's everything. That's on everything, bro. I want to be better at everything I do. I went back to school and got a 2nd degree because I wanted to set that bar high. Not just for my son, but any kid that I come into contact with. Any kid that I can make an impact in their life, just explain to them what type of, like, kids don't know what type of jackass I was on to my coaches, to my teachers, on the sideline, just period. And you don't want kids to be what you were. Like you want them to be better. So you usually educate kids and you prepare kids based on your life experiences. And it's sad that that can be taken away based on an adult that is in their feelings.
It ain't just the one situation, man.
Yeah, I know, but it's several situations, and it's sad. That's the whole point. Like Ms. Reeves said, we need more people volunteering to coach. We need more brothers like you. We need people in the community telling their story and holding these kids accountable based on how God gave them a second and third and fourth chance. You know, that's basically what it is. People didn't quit on it.
Hey, man, you still got some people that can volunteer. They still think they popular.
yo, big Dwight Gilmer said, major jackass in high school. Yes, I was.
Hey,
anything came out my mouth, man. Anything came out my mouth to my coach. And that's sad. I would never, ever, I would beat my son down if he said half the stuff or did half the stuff I did in high school. I would beat him down.
Yeah, I ran into one of my guys at he was at one of the T-Mobile picnics. We grew up together from first grade, Miss White class, first grade, and you know he was like, you know, he was probably about 5'7", 5. You know, he was a real good guard in high school, all county, whatever, and he had a real rough patch. Had been to jail, was homeless for a little stretch. One of my coworkers, he was actually living with at the time. And, you know, and I don't look down on nobody, man. And he was talking about, you know, how proud of me and this and that and the other. And I was like, look, bro, I said, the difference between me and you was I grew to be 6'6", 6'7", and the colleges came after me. I said, if it was not for that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no telling where I would be, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they pursued me, man. I wouldn't have went to nobody's school if, and you know, and I used to feel bad because my man Dak, man, he sacrificed so much. He had a scholarship to Paul Quinn. He had a scholarship to Quinn, and his grandma was like 89. You know, his mom, you know, his basically he was holding down the household. He had a bunch of little brothers and sisters, like they was like this. He was like 8 of them. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't leave, and he was like, man, I can't leave here. My mama here with that. You know, with my grandma here with dealing with that, and he stayed here. They took care of the house, and my mama loves him to death because he turned down that scholarship, man, and you know, stayed and took care of them kids, man, and helped. You know, and I'm in school blowing opportunities left and right, and sometimes I used to just be sitting around thinking, like, man, Dak would give his right arm to be in my situation, and I'm in here failing classes. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's crazy, bro. Like, it's crazy, man. But it is what it is.
That's why we do what we do, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why we have to continue to do it.
Yeah. But that's our time, folks.
I know, right? We went long today, man. But all right, that's it. I'm hit it. All right, Dre, we're on to address the elephant in the room. Now, you good?
Yeah, I got one more thing I need to admit. I was a reclass kid, but not on purpose. That cat got me. That California achievement test in the 2nd grade held me back.
Go ahead, Jace.
Hey, we ain't call it reclass, Greg. We ain't call it that.
Be strong.